morning from Churchill Downs, this is Wave News Sunrise at the Downs.
Good morning. Welcome to Churchill Downs. You see some horses out there taking it easy, just kind of walking this morning. It is now 6 o'clock. It is Sunrise at the Downs. We have so much coming up. We're going to be talking to Jack Wolf of Starlight Racing. A couple of little horses that they also had, Justify and Authentic.
You know.
Yeah.
Just a few.
Just
we don't know those names.
Yeah, and they're going to have Reincarnate coming up in this Derby, so we'll be talking to Jack. But we say good morning to you from Churchill Downs. I'm Shannon Kogan alongside meteorologist Tawana Andrew, and everyone's been asking Tawana, why is it so cold this morning?
And what's with the wind? What's with the wind?
Yes.
So for today, I'm going to defer everything to Brian Good. I'm not blaming you. No, I'm not blaming you, Brian.
Okay.
We're blaming Kevin, but I'm deferring everything to Brian.
Yeah, I think everyone's certainly concerned about it, this cold and over it. I mean, the cold and the wind. That's kind of been a pain. I'm looking off to east there. I can see the twilight beginning, so we're getting closer to sunrise here, roughly about 30 minutes from now. But at the moment, yeah, it's still quite chilly outside. Current temperature coming in. This is the newest number now. And this is the coldest morning so far for Derby week. We're at 46 degrees at the moment. You factor in the bit of wind that we do have in the area, and we've got a wind chill coming in at 41. Several spots are in the 30s for that wind chill this morning, so be aware of that as you head out this morning. Okay, clouds are moving out of here. That's a good sign. We're going to end up with a nice sunny start for the next several hours. We will get more clouds this afternoon, but more partly cloudy than anything. Temperatures going from the chilly 40s this morning into the 60s as we head into this afternoon, and that'll be a welcome sight. We do have temperatures warming back up into the 70s as we head into Derby. I'll have more on that. And of course, that rain chance that's been plaguing us all week long for Oaks Day, it's still there. More on that in just a few more minutes. Tawana and Shannon.
Thank you so much, Brian.
Yeah, I got to watch that Oaks rain chance very, very closely. But, you know, Olivia has had the fun interviews this week because she's been inside.
Yes.
She hasn't had to worry at all about any of the cold weather.
And mostly she's been eating, too.
That's true. Not today. No eating
Not today at the Derby Museum, Olivia.
Hey, Shannon and Tawana. Yeah, I scheduled these indoor interviews on purpose, duh. But today, no, we're not eating. We're talking about Champions Day, though, and I would say greatest of all time, the GOAT Secretariat. So I have Katrina Helmer here with me, and quite an arrangement here of Secretariat's accomplishments in this Secretariat exhibit.
We're so proud of this Secretariat exhibit. Oh my gosh, and to be able to feature it on Champions Day is just so exciting. What you're looking at right now are some of his trophies. We all know him as the Triple Crown winner, but he has so many trophies in his closet. Stakes trophies, Eclipse Awards. He was Horse of the Year for 2 years in a row, 72 and 73. So yes, we are talking about the GOAT today.
The GOAT. I even love the winning ticket here because someone had to be really lucky to hold that one day.
And having that on display as part of this exhibit is so fun. It gives you the entire perspective of Secretariat, from those races, the Triple Crown, who he was, his personality, the excitement and the celebrity behind all of that.
And speaking of the Triple Crown, we have all the times right here, records that have never been broken. They've held for 50 years.
Being able to have a record for 50 years, it just what? Right? What? So between the Derby, the Preakness, and the Belmont, all of those records still stand today. And what's really special about this section of the museum is you get to relive and watch those. If you haven't before, you get to watch all three of those races right here, larger than life.
Okay, and something that's really interesting to me in this exhibit, we see how Secretariat was so dominant, kind of the Michael Phelps of horse racing, because Secretariat was built different too.
He really was. He had a heart that was 2.5 times the size of a normal heart for a thoroughbred. So you just think about when you watch him, that makes so much sense. His heart is pumping harder and harder. It's propelling him faster and faster and faster. So while other horses were slowing down, he was just getting going.
Okay, and so the good news here is that the Secretariat exhibit is permanent here at the Kentucky Derby Museum. So if you can't swing by this week when they're closed from Thursday through Saturday, hey, maybe Sunday or maybe a few months from now, if if, you know, you're kind of waiting for the Derby crowd to die down a little bit. But we have so much more to talk about because, I mean, obviously the GOAT of racing right here. So we're going to dive into that in about 30 minutes or so. But for now, reporting live at the Kentucky Derby Museum, Olivia Russell, Wave News.
Here we come. Thank you, Olivia. You know, it is just a dream to have a horse in the Kentucky Derby. And this man right here, Jack Wolf of Starlight Racing from Louisville, has done it 14 times. That's amazing.
That's incredible.
What is your secret, Jack?
Spend a lot of money.
All right, I'm out then.
That's
Peace
fair.
out. Peace
That's
out.
fair.
Although Confidence Game, who's going to be in this Derby, was just $25,000.
Right, and we were just talking about Harlan's Holiday, which was our first year. We paid $97,000 for him and went off as a favorite, but ran 7th. But,
Oh, yeah. I mean, this year you have Reincarnate.
Right.
You got that horse for $750,000. It'll be trained by Tim Yaktine, and Johnny V's going to be riding. You team up with Johnny V quite a bit. So tell us about Reincarnate as we look at this video.
Well, he's shipped, you know, perfectly. It's always trite to say, but he's eating well. He's just a real cool character, you know. He's beautiful. One of our partners that named the horse reminds him of Holy Bull, who's on you know, the female side of the family, and in researching that a little bit, he's a spitting image of Holy Bull, really.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Beautiful, really beautiful horse. And you've been coming out here every day in the morning, and you've been through this a few times in the winner's circle too, with some incredible horses.
Yeah, you had Justify, you had Authentic. So comparing Reincarnate to those two, how do you think things are going?
I think
I mean-
those two have already proven
Yes.
they're a little bit better, but you know, the morning line people made us 50-1, so
Oh, yeah.
we'll see how we do.
Well, you like the post that you're in? You're going to be breaking from 7 hole.
You know, actually,
That's nice.
we were talking the day before, and a few of us picked which number it was going to be, and I guess it was going to be number 7.
Oh,
There you go.
well, so maybe that's a sign.
Lucky number 7.
I think it is.
Yeah, yeah. So what if someone says, okay, this sounds really cool, and you have a syndicate, and you bought this horse with some other people. So how much do you need to get into this?
Well, it depends on what you're trying to do. It looks like the bigger syndicates seem to have majority of the horses in, and I think it'll continue to do that. It's to me makes economic sense to
Share.
to share with share the capital risk and be able to buy more horses with less overhead, percentage-wise. But we started our relationship with Tom Ryan, SF Partners, I guess 4 or 5 years ago now, and it seems like we're being copied a little bit, so that's a good compliment.
It certainly is. So can you get in with like $10,000?
If you want to buy a small piece of a hair of a horse.
Well, I'm a part owner of Authentic.
Okay, cool.
Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. I put up $200,
Yeah.
so I'm seeing that money come back. It's just amazing.
Yeah, the micro share thing, they're still around, right?
Yeah, they certainly are. All right, well, Jack, good luck
Okay.
in the Derby, and we will be watching as we look at this great race right here of Authentic winning that. That's my horse right there. All right. Jack Wolf of Starlight Racing, good luck with Reincarnate on this Derby day.
And thank you for being with us. Yeah.
You're welcome. I'm going to watch the end of this too if you don't kick me out. No.
I love it. And of course, yes, we're focused on Derby, but Kroger's Festival is on the waterfront, and that continues today. You can eat food, have good drinks, listen to live music, and Kentucky native and friend of Wave also, J.D. Shelburne, will be taking the stage at 7:30 tonight with guest Frankie Moody. There's activities for the kids to do all day. Admission is free with a Pegasus pin, and if you don't have one, keep in mind pins are $10 at the entrance, so you can still get one. And don't forget, you can check out Kroger's Festival from 11 to 11. I love to hear J.D. Shelburne.
Oh, yes.
His voice is amazing.
It is, and that funnel cake looked really good. Brian Good is joining us right now, taking you through the next 12 hours.
All right, temperatures staying on the chilly side this morning. We got wind chills into the 30s, lower 40s, but you know what? These horses, they don't mind that. Of course, Disarm, by the way, is on the track right now. It's already done a couple laps. Looking good here so far this morning. Temperatures on the cold side this morning, but with twilight and the sun about to appear, it's going to warm up steadily. Temperatures quickly going to the 50s and then 60s as we head into later on this afternoon. We'll talk much more about this rain chance. It will kick in for the second half of Oaks Day coming up on the other side of the break, guys.
And coming up, we're going to be talking PGA tournament. Yes, something very fun to look forward to in the Ville.
Your 10-day earliest alert forecast on WAVE is sponsored by Services Roofing, Gutters, and Siding. Start your evening with what's happening now, exclusive investigations, and the most accurate forecast. Watch Myra, John, and Kevin weeknights at 5 and 6 p.m. on WAVE.
When it comes to truck crashes, any lawyer can stand on top of an 18-wheeler. But at Hughes & Coleman, we know the real work happens down here, where we use our extensive knowledge about truck laws and regulations to investigate what really happened. And here, where the real impact and pain of a truck crash is felt. And if need be, here, where we present the evidence and go to battle on your behalf. So call Hughes & Coleman, your on-the-scene big truck team. The minute you need our help, you can find us right here.
Gary knows golf.
You need to have good balance, good support.
Where to find that support?
2 words, The Good Feet Store. How many words is that?
See for yourself with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet Store.
This is the 2023 Nissan Rogue. With a surprisingly fuel-efficient VC turbo engine. You can go from 0 to fun in no time and leave basic far behind. The 2023 Nissan Rogue. Anything but basic.
Now get the 2023 Nissan Rogue with best-in-class fuel economy among gas engines.
Dad, I messed up.
Are you okay? What's wrong?
I just filled up with E15 because it's cheaper. But is that bad for my car?
You're fine. That's perfectly safe for your car.
Why was it cheaper?
It has a little more ethanol than regular gas.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Dad.
Next time you fill up, choose unleaded 88 or E15. Good for your wallet, good for your car, good for our planet.
Brought to you by Kentucky Corn Farmers and dads everywhere.
The most anticipated events of the year. Thunder over Louisville. The Kentucky Derby on the only one to watch.
One of the longest shots in history.
Your official Kentucky Derby station.
If you've been thinking of getting a new fence for your home, it's time to fence it now. For over 30 years, they've been fencing Kentucky the right way. They install the best and fix the rest. For a limited time, take $500 off your new fence.
Stop waiting. Call Fence It Now.
Hey, things are going to happen, but if something happens to your heating and cooling system, make sure you know who to call.
We offer 0 interest financing for 72 months. With Temstar, enjoy quality you can feel.
Again with Eastman Children.
Call Chapman Heating and Cooling now.
This newscast is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan. There's only one. This is Wave News Sunrise.
And good morning, live here on the backside of Churchill Downs on Sunrise at the Downs, halfway through Derby Week. Big day today, Champions Day, the great steamboat race later on as well, as we are kicking in high gear. And of course, the attention to the contenders is getting higher and higher. We have Disarm out there right now for one of the Derby contenders. Most of them will come through our workouts within the next hour, something we'll be watching carefully as we head through this morning. Should be a beautiful setup. I mean, the sunrise is going to be gorgeous here in about 20-30 minutes from now. Right, it's just a bit chilly outside. My face is a bit frozen, so if my mouth doesn't move very well, that's why. That cold wind has got a hold of me. Okay, current temperature outside right now coming in right at 46 degrees, the coldest morning we've had so far for Derby Week. And we're not alone. Everyone's chilly this morning. We got a lot of 40s, even a few upper 30s that are showing up. The wind, not as bad as it was about even 15 minutes ago, but still gusty enough to create a wind chill into the 30s. In some cases, so definitely bundle up. Make sure the kids will bundle up as they head out this morning. All right, clouds we had overnight. They acted as a blanket for a while, so it wasn't too bad temperature-wise until the last, I would say, 90 minutes. And when those clouds left town, good cooling setup. Temperature dropped, and it still will drop for the next hour. We could get into the lower 40s in some areas, even here in Louisville. All right, this afternoon, nice warming trend will kick in, partly sunny. Now, these are temperatures overall for this afternoon in the 60s, but you got to keep in mind, if you're going to be on the boats, whether it's a Belle, Cincinnati, or Belle, Louisville, it is going to be a lot colder than that on the Ohio. Make sure you're ready for that. I would say roughly in the 40s would be the feels-like temperature for that. Once you head into the banks of the Ohio, temperatures will generally be in the 50s for feels-like, so dress for that as well. All right, now, Thurby looks good. Temperatures will warm up. Finally back into the 70s as we head into tomorrow. No worries about rain. That's good. Different story for Oaks. This system is a quick hitting wave that moves by. The problem we've got with the system is dry air is going to try to attack it from the north, but there's quite a bit of humid air also pushing it from the south. Which one is going to win out? It's a good question. Louisville, of course, right there on the fence of this. We are expecting some light rain. Now, I think it's a pretty good bet to see that move through, but how much of it and timing still being worked out. And it may drag a bit of a tail, if you will, that will likely linger to Derby Day. My concern with this is that clouds are going to stick around Derby Day, low clouds too, and drizzle that could get through at least about midday with a cloudier setup. Now, the afternoon, there's still at least a trend to get the clouds to break up. We'll be optimistic that's the case, but just be aware that's going to be a bit of a thorn in our side in the outlook as we head into Derby Day itself. So you see the rain chance, a bit of a bump right there as we head into Oaks afternoon and evening. I do think the run for the Lilies will likely have at least some light rain nearby, if not falling to Churchill. But light is the key on that at the moment. Now, looking at the rest of the 10-day, temperatures get into a summertime pattern. We're talking about 80s in the extended, although it may storm several times in the extended, so it may not be all good news on that side of things. We'll worry about that later. We got to focus on that Oaks Day rain chance. I'll have more on that coming up in just a few more minutes. Twana and Shannon.
Thank you, Brian. Focus on that and get rid of that rain chance, please. Joining us right now is the PGA General Chairman of the PGA Championship, Jimmy Korchdorfer, and he has huge news about something that's going to be coming next May.
Yes, we're almost a year away, and the PGA Championship's coming to Valhalla, coming to this community, and something we're all excited about. It's a big deal. Last came in 2014. We had Rory McIlroy, exciting finish there, and Tiger Woods in 2000. So a lot of buzz going around the community, just 1 year away.
This is huge because they only do 4 championships.
Right.
And so the fact that Valhalla got chosen, wow.
Yeah, it's a big deal for the community, and it's a testament to Valhalla and really how much this community supports major championship golf. We've had such great, successful championships, in 2014 and 2000. So, yeah, they're just 4 year, and we're hosting.
Yeah, and you guys are making some big renovations out ahead of course, this big thing, everything going on as we head into next year, May 2024.
Yes.
What are some of the changes?
Well, my partners, Junior Bridgman, David Novak, Chess Musselman, and I, we just bought it June 1st, so it's only been, 11 months now. And we're renovating the clubhouse, adding a new agronomy center.
A new what center?
Agronomy center.
Okay, what? I'm sorry.
Well, it's a maintenance center. It's really a maintenance facility, but, we like to call it an agronomy center.
Okay, it sounds better.
Sounds better.
Yeah.
It makes us feel better about the money we're spending on it.
I like it. And even the waterfall at the 13th hole.
Yes, we put some new water features on the golf course and lengthening some holes and the 18th tee. So big plans. We got a deadline to get it all done.
Well, this is incredible. Not many people own a golf course, and to say, oh yeah, I own a quarter of Valhalla is pretty incredible. How did this come about with the 4 of you?
Well, we've played a lot of golf together at Valhalla over the years, and the PGA has owned it and wanted to sell it. So as a foursome, we said, hey, let's try and buy it and keep it locally owned, and really try and make sure it's locally owned from people that care about it and want to help it reach its full potential. So now we're on the offense, Shannon, and just trying to invest and make it as good as we can possibly make it.
That's terrific.
Yeah. And ticket registration still open, right?
Yes, it's closing soon. So register PGA. Championship.com to register for tickets, and in June, everybody that registered will be able to buy them.
Okay, so if you don't register, you can't buy.
Yeah, you're gonna have a hard time because it goes in order of who registered. So if you're interested, get registered.
Oh, I'm going to write that down. Okay, and we're hoping Justin Thomas.
Yes. Well, he won. He'll be there. He won last year at the PGA Championship, and then in 2 weeks here, it's going to New York and Oak Hill, and so hopefully he wins that one. And he's going for a three-peat next year. That's our hope.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. Best of luck, and thanks to the four of you for pitching in and buying a golf course, buying a great Valhalla. Yeah.
Great. Thanks, Shannon.
All right. Thank you, Jimmy.
And we're going to be talking more about everything happening as we head through this week, continuing to look live at Churchill Downs as that sun is coming up and the horses are on the track, waiting for a few more Derby contenders. We've seen Disarm already. We'll keep an eye out for a few more. Stay with us.
Here's a look at the current Kentucky Lottery jackpots. The Kentucky Lottery, over $4.4 billion in grants and scholarships. Your Money on Wave News is sponsored by First Savings Financial Group. Nobody investigates like the Wave troubleshooters.
See what we uncover next.
The troubleshooters investigate on Wave.
When life happens, you call on family to support you. So when your home needs plumbing, heating, cooling, or electrical repairs, call the professionals at Mazer Master Services for whole home comfort and peace of mind. Our certified 5-star technicians treat you like family and respect your home. We are committed to your home comfort, day or night. Right now, keep healthy and stay comfortable with $75 off any HVAC repair. Plumbing, heating, air, and electrical. Mazer. Make the call. Mazer.com.
What does Kentucky need in an ag commissioner? Someone who's tough as Shell. Jonathan Shell. A farmer, fighter, and family man with the experience to lead. There's no quit in Jonathan Shell. He'll never back down from the woke liberals attacking our way of life.
To stop Biden and save Kentucky, Frankfort needs fighters who are tough as Shell. I'd be honored to have your vote.
Do you want a guaranteed offer on your home and avoid the hassle and stress of listing? No showings, no inspections, no repairs, no lenders. You can even take the belongings you want and leave the rest. Contact J.P. Pirtle for a guaranteed offer.
When people think of our area, thoroughbreds come to mind. And bourbon. Our roots are deep here, and we're proud of our old Kentucky home, of the folks who live here, and the vehicles we build here. You see, we're more than just bluegrass country. We're also Blue Oval country, proud partner of the 149th running of the Kentucky Derby.
You work hard to create a life that's honorable, one that provides for your family, and one you can be proud of. First Savings Bank shares your passion for success, for grit, for perseverance, even when times are tough. We know because we've been there. Our people make up the very fabric of your community. While other banks may charge fees and treat you like a number, First Savings Bank pays you with free accounts of 4% APY and cash rewards.
Switch to First Savings Bank today, where you're always first.
Is this your house cleaner?
At MaidPro, your home will receive an exceptional cleaning from our highly skilled, trained, and well-paid pros.
And likely just a fraction more than you're already paying.
I hear from our clients all the time how wonderful it feels to come home to a clean house. We are helping you with your quality of life.
That hiring MaidPro on a regular basis is one of the best things that I've done for myself and my family. They provide high-quality service, consistency, and I think most importantly, peace of mind. Call MaidPro today
for your free estimate.
Everything about a big truck crash is serious. At Hughes & Coleman, we give these cases the urgent attention they demand. So if you've been injured, call the real truck lawyers at Hughes & Coleman.
And good morning. Keeping an eye on everything going on. We have a couple of Derby horses reincarnate out there, Disarm. We're going to be talking live with Steve Asmussen coming up in a little bit. But getting ready for the Derby, I put together this sort of cheat sheet. And I was working on this yesterday at home, and my son was looking at it with me, my son Cade, and he said, oh, so hit shows coming out of hole 1, so that's good because close to the rail, right? And I said, no, not necessarily. But he said, Mom, how am I going to bet on Derby Day when you're at work? Can you get me the Twin Spires app? And I said, are you crazy?
No.
Are you crazy? No.
I will answer that question. No. But of course, for anybody wanting to know how to maybe do that betting. Of course, Josh and Kathleen Ninke are the ones that are with the experts this morning. So explain for us newbies who are trying to get, those big bucks.
You know, the goal is to make this simple enough that indeed Cade Kogan, 8th grader, could do this. But I gotta say, I'm still pretty confused. Mark Blankenbaker is with us. He does sports radio at the Diener Show, Louisville Sports. This week it's Derby, and you're trying to tell us what to look at when we look in the program.
So let's make it real easy. What are some of the 2 or 3 things to look at that are like, hey, this will help me the most?
Sure. Yeah. So we talked about the top part. Now here's the distance. Okay. So last race for Forte was the Florida Derby.
Okay.
Mile and an eighth. So this is a race type. Okay. This was his speed figure from Brisnet, and it's different for everyone. There's a daily racing form. There's all these speed figures. This is the Brisnet figure. Now, in that race, in the first call, that's what 1C means. He was 9th by 5 1/4 lengths. The second call, 6th by 4 1/2. At the stretch, 5th by 2 3/4. So you can see him making a move.
Right.
And at the finish, he won by 1 length.
So this whole column, we see that he's won quite a bit.
Right. The finish column, he's won every single race except for one.
Okay.
And if you go to that race, it was at Saratoga, July 16th and 22. It was the 10th race, and it was a hot day in July in New York, as you might imagine.
Right.
And he didn't run very well.
Sure.
So that's how you kind of read this each time.
Gotcha. We've only got about 30 seconds left, but you were saying there's a lot of the stuff that you don't really need. So this stuff here at the bottom?
Yes.
Ignore it.
Yeah, ignore all this.
These are workouts.
Okay.
It's all lies. It's all listen to it. Don't listen.
Mark, I gotta say, if in the end of this you're still not sure what you're looking at when they hand you this program, can I just look at the odds?
You can, and look at the odds boards, look at the tote board. Pick a name, pick a trainer, ride a jockey. You can do whatever you want.
Because at the end of the day, it's a bit of a gamble.
It's a bit of a gamble. Absolutely.
Okay, Mark Blankenbaker, thank you so much for a little handicapping for beginners with us this morning. Sending it back to you, Shannon and Tawana. Will that help, Cade?
That will help, Cade. I think it will. Thank you, Kathleen and Josh.
And of course, we're keeping an eye on really how much will be bet this year. And Wallet Hub predicts more than $179 million will be bet. For reference, more than $274 million was wagered at last year's Derby. That's a 9% increase over the previous record in 2019. And nearly $152 million was paid on winning tickets in 2016. And get this, the largest amount lost on a bet, $2.6 million.
Wow, that's crazy.
I don't even think I've ever made that much in my lifetime.
No. Wow. It is now 6:27, and coming up, we have another race tonight, the Great Steamboat Race. We'll be talking to some of those captains this morning.
The Wave Storm Tracker, sponsored by Oxmoor Ford Lincoln. No matter how loud the thunder, it's no match for the Wave Storm Tracker.
As it heads into the storm.
Sponsored by Oxmoor Ford.
I've never been more excited about our rugs. With new rugs arriving weekly, finding your perfect rug has never been easier. Stop by. Let's pick some out. We'll deliver. Take a few days, then decide. It's just that easy. Annabelle's Oriental Rugs, the perfect rug at the perfect price.
Bagging groceries on the old Haymarket as a kid helped me learn the importance of hard work and to care deeply for the people of this community. Those are the values you get when you hire Thomas Law Offices. If you or a loved one have been injured, call locally owned Thomas Law Offices today.
At Kentuckiana Gun Store, we can make sure you're fully prepared. We offer a large selection of high-quality firearms and show you how to operate and maintain your new peace of mind. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will help make buying your new firearm a seamless experience. Don't forget, Kentuckiana Gun Store is a Sig Sauer elite dealer with one of the largest selections of ammo and accessories in the area. The all-new Kentuckiana Gun Store, 5508 Highway 62 in Jeffersonville.
The very first freedom in our Constitution is the freedom of religion. But Governor Beshear ignored the Constitution and shut churches down. So I took him to court and fought to reopen churches so we could come together for worship. Kentucky deserves a governor who respects our laws and our freedoms. A governor who knows only liberty creates prosperity and only faith can keep us strong. I'm Daniel Cameron, That's exactly the kind of governor I will be.
Create your perfect room for entertaining, relaxing, and more with patio enclosures. Right now, get up to $6,500 off your sunroom. Plus, enjoy exceptional financing. Call today.
Your brother told me you asked him for money again today. And your work called saying you've missed your last 3 shifts.
Our marriage won't survive if you keep using.
It's either us or drug use. It's your choice.
Choose life. Choose Landmark Recovery. Visit landmarkrecovery.com to learn more.
Join the thousands of families who have trusted the Zero-Res experts to achieve an insanely clean and healthy home. For a limited time, enjoy this special offer. Schedule today at ZeroResLouisville.com. Zero-Res, it's the right way to clean.
What if there was something you could do that would instantly update your home, took minutes to install, and you wouldn't have to lift a finger? Would you do it? At Annabelle's Oriental Rugs, that's what we do. Let's get started. Annabelle's Oriental Rugs, the perfect rug, the perfect price.
Live this morning from Churchill Downs, this is Wave News Sunrise at the Downs.
It is the best week of the year. The sun is now coming up here. This is the last day, too, for Dawn at the Downs. So if you want to come out here to check out those Oaks and Derby contenders, you have about 1 hour to get here. They'll take to the track from 7:30 to 7:45. That's the reserved time for them. But Tawana, you said it was going to be a gorgeous sunrise, and it certainly is.
Yeah, all those clouds cleared out perfectly at the great time, and it really allowed for us to drop down the temperature.
Don't you love my hat, by
but
the way?
also this. Let's talk about this. This is amazing.
I know. I just borrowed it from a friend. She was walking by, and I said, "Let me have that hat." It's by Louisville artist Janine Barnhart, who I adore too. But isn't this is the best hat?
Honestly, I think it's my favorite hat of the day, and
I think I have to give it back though.
Oh yeah, but you know, Brian Good is going to try to compete with that hat, but I'm sorry, Brian, you don't win the round this year.
Yeah.
It's definitely awesome there. And I'm sure it's got a heater inside of it or something too. Mine does not. Hey, yes, beautiful sunrise is taking place here right now at the backside of Churchill Downs. The workouts continue. We don't have any contenders right now, although we may have a Derby one on the other side. Just now came out. I'll see who it is here in just a second. But they're enjoying it because it's nice and chilly outside here for this morning. All right, let's get through some of the numbers outside. Currently coming in with 40s in the area. The game plan here today is for a beautiful setup today and tomorrow. Good 2 days ahead of us. But then we get into this rain chance. It's still there. Now, we're going to keep it low for now, but I'm telling you, it's going to be a light rain. It's going to be on the radar, so we'll be trending that carefully. Location is key on how that balances out. And then an update on Derby, which features some changes as well, looks like, coming our way. All right, 46 degrees in Louisville at the moment. So you can see up at 30. But you factor in the wind, certainly the wind is going to be an issue, but nice and clear out there, and it's going to stay nice and clear for the morning hours. A few clouds this afternoon. Highs today into the 60s on this Champions Day, and a good-looking setup, too, for the Great Steamboat Race, which I know you guys will have more on coming up later into this half hour.
Thanks, Brian. We have Mary Lou here, who has been to 64 Derbies.
Yes. Yes.
You started coming when you were how old?
I started coming when I was 20, and I'll tell you what, I have seen everything. I've seen
No, I couldn't. No.
I've seen the kids run naked across the racetrack. I've seen Diamond Jim Brady handing out little tiny clay diamond rings so we get all the young girls around him. I've seen the fire out here. I've seen President.
Oh my gosh. Wow, you've seen it all.
Seen
well, Mary Lou, thanks for stopping by. Don't you love her hat?
I love the hat.
Thank you. It's older than me.
Happy Derby.
I love it. Happy Derby. I think that hat needs to be in
the museum.
The Kentucky Derby Museum. Yes, 100%. And that is exactly where Olivia Russell is this morning. So I don't know if you could have seen that hat, but I think it deserves to be in there.
Yeah, I couldn't see it, but hey, we know that Derby is known for fashion and, of course, celebrities. And hey, you can find both of those wrapped up into the Secretariat exhibit here. So, of course, you can take a look right behind me. But this comes from the Secretariat movie. So, Katrina, tell us a little bit about that. It's a Disney movie.
It is a Disney movie, and we actually have some of the outfits worn in the Disney movie. You're looking at Diane Lane's dress and John Malkovich, his suit. And I think for Champions Day, we're going to see a lot of blue and white out there at Churchill Downs today.
We already have it with you. Right? And then there's something else over here. I haven't seen the movie, but I think people will be really interested in that binder right there. What is that?
This is a really unique piece that we have in this exhibit. It is the script from the Disney movie, and it has personalized notes in there from the Tweedy family when they were going through the script and marking it up for Disney, saying, hey, you know, maybe use this word instead of that word. There's one marking in there that changes out the word hippies for rebels instead. So you can kind of get a feeling as to how they impacted the movie.
That's pretty cool there. Okay, and we know Secretariat's such a beloved course, but I think Secretariat earns celebrity status, and you can see that with that UK basketball jersey. Talk about how Secretariat's become this celebrity figure.
So much is just iconic now. You think of the basketball jersey that we all know, that's right, that catches your eye, but he's on a postage stamp. You think about the Time cover, Newsweek, Sports Illustrated. This horse was on all of that. Most humans can't say that. So to be able to have this celebrity status of a thoroughbred racehorse is just spectacular.
And what kind of reaction do you get from people when they come in here and they know the name Secretariat? They've got to love this new exhibit.
When you have the Secretariat superfans walk through, that was what we were nervous for when we opened up this exhibit, because you got to make everyone happy, and this one really does. We actually had someone the very first day we opened. He drove in from Pennsylvania, said, I've been following Secretariat ever since the race, and he had a tear in his eye when he walked through the exhibit. So just being able to pull all of these pieces together from his family, the stable, what he was as an athlete, and then his celebrity status, it really pulls all of that together.
And the good news is that this is a permanent fixture in the museum, so you can check that out anytime. They're going to be closed from Thursday through Saturday for a private booking, but hey, you have plenty of time to check it all out. So thank you so much for showing us around when people won't be able to have access for a few days. But for now, reporting live from the Kentucky Derby Museum, Olivia Russell, Wave News.
The latest local news and the most accurate forecast on Wave News at 7 with Dawn and Ryan. The only local news and weather at 7 p.m.
It's a new season and time to freshen your look. Vision First has hundreds of different styles of glasses in 16 eye care locations across Indiana and Kentucky. Trust Vision First to take care of your new look and eye care needs. Schedule your eye exam today at visionfirsteyecare.com.
Let Care Heating and Cooling care about your comfort all season long. Enjoy a true buy one, get one and a lifetime equipment warranty when you buy any new AC and get an energy efficient furnace free. Care Heating and Cooling. We care about your comfort.
Fall in love with your bathroom again with a new bath from Windows Plus. Our bath experts use high-quality materials that are resistant to mold and mildew, easy to clean, and built custom for you. Bathtubs, walk-in showers, tub-to-shower conversions, you name it. Call or click to schedule your free in-home estimate today and get 60% off installation or no interest, no payments till 2025. Choose the pink team and trust Windows Plus with your bathroom remodel.
Do you want a guaranteed offer on your home and avoid the hassle and stress of listing? No showings or open houses, no inspections or repairs, close when you want. You can even take the belongings you want and leave the rest. Contact JP Pirtle today for a guaranteed offer.
Brian Schlonsky here with Scott Waldman of R&B Luxury Bath.
Hey, for a limited time, we're offering $2,000 off your luxury bath project, plus great financing.
If your bathroom's outdated, act now and get this special offer. Call R&B for your free estimate and have your bathroom installed next week.
Confidence is a certified pre-owned Hyundai from Oxmoor Hyundai.
New car confidence with pre-owned pricing, wrapped in a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty.
Peace of mind and America's best warranty. That's Oxmoor Hyundai and OxmoorHyundai.com.
Experience the adrenaline-pumping, suspense-filled action of the Sport of Kings no matter where you are with Naira Bets. It's fast, easy, and secure. Download the app today and start winning with our lucrative weekly promotions, thrilling handicapping contests, and a one-of-a-kind VIP rewards program. Don't just watch horse racing, be a part of the action with Naira Bets.
It's It's a new season and time to freshen your look. Vision First has hundreds of different styles of glasses in 16 eye care locations across Indiana and Kentucky. Trust Vision First to take care of your new look and eye care needs. Schedule your eye exam today at visionfirsteyecare.com.
Good morning and welcome back to Sunrise at the Downs. I'm here with Jody Myman, Emergency Services Director, and we were just talking about how cold it is out here this morning, but there's a lot of people out here as well. So with everybody coming in this week, what is your main goal as the week goes along?
Just to keep everybody safe and make sure that they're prepared in case any kind of emergency happens. The weather looks good for the weekend, so but we still encourage people to try to prepare themselves when they come into any venue like this.
Yeah, and there are multiple ways to get emergency notifications, just in case maybe even traffic happens or something along the lines.
Yeah, so they can sign up for our Lens Alert, our local emergency notification system. They can text Lens Alert to 67283, and we actually create an opt-in for visitors that come in from outside the city of Louisville. That they can text Derby to 67283 to get notifications if they come to the Derby for any emergency or severe weather that may happen.
Yeah, that's going to be super important, especially with some of that rain coming in on Friday. So that would be, I know a lot of people are going to be paying close attention with the traffic as well. So as the week goes along with everything, what do you think you're the most excited about moving forward? Maybe not in terms of work, but just in terms of fun too.
I love to see the city in the spotlight. This is a great time of year for us. There's a lot of preparedness, a lot of work that goes into this. From all the public safety agencies, we start the week after Derby and see what went good and what went bad and what we can do to make next year better.
Okay, well, we're almost there and it's almost over. Right. Thank you for being with us, Jody, this morning. Of course, of course. And we're going to toss to Shannon right now. Shannon's been roaming around the grounds this morning, and I hear she's with somebody pretty special.
Oh, yes. I'm with the winningest trainer in North America. 10,000 wins to Steve Asmussen's name. That's impressive. My goodness.
I'd love to add a Derby to that number.
You get so annoyed when people ask you, like, how disappointed are you that you haven't won a Derby yet?
I think it would. We're not done, so we're blessed with another opportunity Saturday. We feel like there's one in there for us.
Absolutely, and we all thought you were going to get it last year with Epicenter, and then Rich Strike won. But you have Disarm. Disarm is walking Shed Row right now. How you feeling about Disarm?
Extremely excited. It's another opportunity. Wonderfully bred horse that's training really well coming into Saturday. Seems to be a very wide open race, and just hoping for a good trip and good outcome.
We are. So how tall are you, by the way?
I'm a little over 6 foot, probably.
Isn't that crazy? Because I was reading you started out as a jockey, and you said no one would believe that now, and you have parents who are 5'2" and 5'5". So what, you must have eaten really well or something, huh?
Yeah, Dad said I was the one he could afford to feed. So that's. But yeah, come from a racing family and just been extremely fortunate. I have one older brother who rode successfully for a long time. It's actually my oldest son is a jockey now, so it's still in us.
Isn't that wonderful? Your parents must be just so proud of you. Will they be coming?
Oh, absolutely. This is for us. It's definitely a family game, and they've enjoyed the ride, and we've all done this together.
Yeah. Well, pretty impressive to have 10,000 wins, Hall of Fame trainer. You just need that Derby add it to it too. Joel Rosario will be riding your horse, Disarm, and how do you like your post position?
We drew extremely well, 11 of 20. He's a large framed horse, carries plenty of weight. Hopefully he can hold his position well. Got the exact same team, the Winchell Thoroughbreds and Joel Rosario on him. Just see if we can be about 3/4 of a length better this year.
All right. I love to hear the cute little stories about the horse. What can you tell me about Disarm? Some quirky characteristics or anything funny you've learned about him?
No, he's so similar to his father, Gunrunner. It's almost surreal how similar they are in the color, their markings, the way that they act, the way that they look on the racetrack. If anything, Disarm is just simply larger than his father would at the same age.
Okay, so what do you do at this stage when we are just a few days away from the Derby? You just kind of keep your fingers crossed and hope the horse just stays healthy?
Well, we've had fairly cool mornings for this time of year. He's got a very high energy level. We just want to keep him safe. He's very loose, very relaxed. He's been very happy on the racetrack. We'll go over to the new paddock a couple of times, let him see it just so that he's comfortable with his surroundings, and just let the best of him come out on Saturday.
You were out there early this morning.
Well, we all are. We got some racing to do this afternoon, and so we get things out of the way.
Yeah. What do you think of that new paddock, by the way? coming from your perspective as a trainer?
Well, I think that it's excellent. You know, it gives us a lot more room in there, and especially for the Derby. You know, the Derby has become such an amazing event. We just need a little more room for everybody to be.
Yeah. What does it feel like when you're taking that walk from back here to go watch the race?
Well, for me, you know, it's well documented. I have the most starts without a win. It's just another opportunity of a lifetime, and the anticipation when you're walking over, nothing matches it for me.
Is there anything special that you do before this huge race? Something? Are you superstitious at all, or do you have your outfit picked out or anything?
A lot of praying. You know, you just want everything to go well, everybody to have a nice, safe run and come back well.
All right. Well, Steve, thank you so much. I begged Steve to do this interview, and so he said yes. So I owe you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Back to you, Tawana.
All right, thanks, Jenny. I saw Disarm, by the way, out there on the track earlier on. Had a good workout, look like. All right, temperature-wise today, it's chilly this morning. We're expecting 60s this afternoon. But what about that rain chance for Oaks Day? I'll have that for you coming up in 30 seconds.
There's never been a better time to sell your car, and Oxmoor Toyota will pay top dollar. Eliminate the hassles of advertising and strangers at your door. We'll buy your car even if you don't buy from us. Come to the Oxmoor Toyota Buying Center or go online and get a guaranteed price for your car and shop over 600 pre-owned vehicles. We make it safe and simple at Oxmoor Toyota on Shelbyville Road and oxmoortoyota.com.
Here on the backside at Churchill Downs, beautiful, gorgeous sunrise about to take place. It's chilly out here now, but that's when it hits the track. Everyone's going to warm up. The crowd's really building here on the backside because, as Shannon mentioned earlier, this is the last morning to join Don at the Downs. So where do we stand on the temperatures this morning? Well, we're running chilly, 46 degrees in Louisville. That's the coldest morning we've had so far for Derby week. 39 is yet toward imminence. 43. Good morning down into Lebanon, Kentucky. All right, cloud cover was around during the overnight. That acted as a blanket, kept temperatures from dropping too fast. We lost that blanket, and now temperatures have had a chance to really settle down. But we're going to go back to a partly cloudy sky as we head throughout, say, midday today into the afternoon. But no rain. A little breezy at times, but it won't be as strong of a wind as we had yesterday. But a gorgeous setup for Champions Day here at the track. And, of course, the great Steamboat Race. We'll be hearing from the captains on that. It's coming up here in just a few minutes from now. It's always fun when we talk to the captains, trust me. All right, Derby looks good. Temperatures into the 70s. Still looks dry. No problems there. The problem then kicks in for Oaks Day. That's when we start to see this wave pass on by. Now, notice the green that shows up. It doesn't show a lot of the darker green over us. It looks like a lighter rain scenario. The problem is dry air is going to try to fight this system in a big way, but how much of a fight will there be? Because there's a difference here on just a matter of a few counties between a moderate to heavy rain and a very light drizzle scenario. Right now we're going with the light rain side. Now here's the issue for later Derby Eve into Derby Day is that the low clouds will likely linger on Derby Day. They will eventually find some dry air to try to break them up, but that process tends to be a lot slower than what the models are showing. So be mindful of that. It may be a kind of a gloomy start there on Derby Day, a little bit of drizzle, but just before we get to the race, it looks like we'll begin to clear things up. That will make a difference too on temperature, by the way, as far as the spike they can get into the 70s. Okay, rain chance overall will be Friday afternoon, Oaks Day afternoon. Will there be rain during the run for the Lilies? Chance is certainly there. That chance may go up. I do not see him being a heavy enough rain at the moment, though, to change the track condition. This track is one of the best tracks in the world, and it can handle rain in a big way. It really takes a heavy rain to change that condition. Right now, we're not seeing that signal. We'll watch it carefully. All right, the rest of the 10-day. As we enter Derby Day, we'll go with 73 degrees for right now. But it will depend on when the sun breaks through those clouds. If they don't break in time, temperatures will be held down into the 60s, so we'll adjust as we get closer. The extended outlook, much warmer. After a very cold few weeks for us, we're talking about temperatures daily at around 80 degrees in many cases, and scattered showers and thunderstorms will be around. We'll worry about that later. We got to get through the Oaks Day setup. So back here live, so far, no, I don't see any contenders at the moment. We're getting close, though, for them coming out here on the track. It's getting busy here on the backside. Tawana, I'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Brian.
Alrighty.
So we've, of course, been talking about the big race on Saturday with the Derby, but we have a big race today as well. I'm joined by the Belle of Louisville's captain, Mark Doty, and Alan Bernstein from the Belle of Cincy, and they have been going back and forth since they've been here.
Well, good morning.
Good morning. So, of course, we have the Great Steamboat race later on today, and you've been saying that you're going to win, and you're just like, yeah, he's crazy.
Well, the only way he's going to win is if he does some kind of shenanigans.
That's not true.
The only way we'll win is if his shenanigans.
That's not true. That's not true.
So you're saying shenanigans regardless?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he lies, steals, and cheats. It's a known fact. It's not disputable. Not disputable.
It had nothing to do with last year.
Well, let me tell you, last year we won the race in clear view of everybody, and then the mayor comes, who was a lame duck, and he declares the Belle of Louisville a winner and leaves.
So you're saying it doesn't count?
Well, I'm saying we won the race. He got the mayor to do that.
No, I only know what it was. He's seen something and didn't want to disclose it.
Oh, that's not what it is. Well, the record
I told you he lies, and that's a lie.
On your behalf. It might have been incriminating.
Well, I don't know what he could have seen.
He might be trying to save you right now.
Well, who knows? I don't know what his intentions are today.
But what are you two most excited about as we head into tonight's race?
Well, we're going to go out there, carry 200 pounds of steam on the board. Throttle's wide open. We got a new drink called 6-0.
6-0, yeah.
And it's a bourbon and strawberry lemonade type drink. And all of our passengers have a good time.
We drink our bourbon straight on the Belle of Cincinnati, so it's not mixed with anything or any foo-foo stuff. But let me explain the whole thing. This race is history, and the old steamboat guys really relished a race, and of course they bragged when they won. And the loser, sort of hung his head. But I'm proud to be a part of a good tradition, and Louisville has kept it going, and I'm thrilled to be here. And we will win today. Yeah.
Okay, so we're just going to figure out later on today who's going home with those silver antlers.
Yeah, we should, but who knows?
We'll keep them here.
The new mayor might. I haven't met the new mayor, but I will.
Okay, that sounds good. They've been fighting over my Bengals cup.
Yeah.
As well this morning. But thank you both for being here with us, and thank you for watching. We're going to have a lot more of Sunrise at the Downs after the break.
Don't buy a pre-owned Honda unless Honda certified it. Drive with confidence knowing your engine, transmission, brakes, and more. Honda certified it. Plus, get a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty covering your Honda certified pre-owned vehicle. Only at your local Honda dealer.
This commercial is 15 seconds long. That's less time than it takes for a strong gust of wind, a falling tree branch in a storm, or a large chunk of hail to damage your roof. When weather hurts your home, call the company that sees service differently. Services, roofing, gutters, and siding.
There's a clear choice in the race for governor. My opponents, career politicians who'd rather follow than lead. Kentucky has big challenges to tackle, and it's going to take a leader to solve them. I've spent my career doing just that. A proven leader who negotiated trade deals that created Kentucky jobs. A conservative that stood up to the Chinese Communist Party, and an outsider not owned by the establishment. Kentucky needs proven leadership, not more politicians.
Federal Ammunition and KY Gunco are proud to host the first Kentucky Elk and Outdoor Fest, May 13th at KY Gunco in Bardstown, the official unveiling of Kentucky's elk draw winners. Limited tickets will sell fast. Go to kyoutdoorfest.com for tickets and more.
The greatest American rock and roll band in history, Aerosmith, present Peace Out, the farewell tour. Aerosmith, with special guest the Black Crows.
thing, let me light your candle, cause mama, I'm sure all the
KFC Yum Center, January 7th. Get tickets this Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. Aerosmith with the Black Crowes, the farewell tour. Peace out.
Visit the James B. Beam Distilling Company May 4th through 6th for a weekend full of special tasting experiences, live music, food, and cocktails. Join master distillers Fred and Freddie No celebrating horse racing in Kentucky. Go to beamdistilling.com for tickets.
When it's time to replace your heating and air system, we know people want options. That's why you'll always get a free second opinion with BJ Heating and Cooling. Plus, for a limited time, get 0% financing for 60 months on a new Bryant system.
Call the experts you can trust at BJ Heating and Cooling.
When it has a 182-point inspection by factory-trained technicians, Honda certified it. When it has a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty, Honda certified it. Only when you buy a certified pre-owned Honda at your local Honda dealer, Honda certified it.
TV? Oh, I don't have any food, but hungry for a live shot. Yes.
Good morning, everyone.
What's this one's name?
Shanna's making friends this morning.
Are we on?
Yes, we are.
I didn't know we were on. I'm sorry. Hi.
Shanna's making friends this morning.
Riley. This is Riley.
Beautiful horse.
I'm sorry. I didn't know we were on.
We're having way too much fun this morning.
It's been great out here. A little cool,
but still have my hand warmer.
Yeah, last day for Dawn at the Downs. So if you are heading out here, those Derby and Oaks contenders, you could see them on the track. That time reserved for them 7:30 to 7:45.
And it's looking good today, right, Brian?
It's looking good. It's going to be a little breezy at times, but not as strong as the wind the past couple of days. 60s.
60s.
Which sounds like a heat wave.
It does.
And then Thorby looks good, and still talking about that rain chance on Oaks Day. That's still going to be a thorn on our side there. But
well, if this is what you're pulling out for Wednesday Champions Day, I can't wait to see your outfits for the rest of this week, right?
Get ready. Get ready. It's going to be Long John's.
Tomorrow is looking pretty good, I hear.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for joining us here for Sunrise at the Downs. We're going to see you tomorrow for Thurby. Can't wait.
Get live streaming news, 24-hour weather, investigations, podcasts, and more. All for free with Wade Now. Watch on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and the Wade News app.